Welcome to Table It, a micro RPG podcast. My name is Tim, and I'm one of the hosts and the editor of this production. Table It is an excuse to get my friends Max, Matt, and Manny to play micro RPGs with me. We're all interested in game design as well as actual play, so each game will get a review at the end. Stick around and hear our opinions, as well as if we would put this game back on the shelf, or we would table it and play it again. Our first episode, we are playing Big Gay Orcs by Grant Howitt. You can pick it up yourself at www.rowanrookanddecker.com. Content warning for this episode includes sex, violence, blood, self-harm. Viewer discretion is advised.
An eye out for that.
All right.
Okay. Big Gay Orcs. The three of you are standing on a wall above the barracks, looking off into the sunset. Beneath you, you can hear the low grunts and conversation of all manner of orcs. Swords and battle axes are sharpened against flints. Great bonfires crackle and pop into the sky. Roasting meat smells drift on smoke. You can occasionally hear the soft tinkle of bells in the Hall of Omens, and scent the rich incense at the altar. You know the body of the assassinated warlord is being prepared for his ritual flaming arrow funeral. Far behind you stands the great orc city of Gogzil. It initially looks like nothing but a massive sloping canyon rising up into the mountains. Looking closer, however, you can see hundreds of homes all tucked into small caves in the canyon, protected by tents and lit by flickering torchlight and emerging stars. The city is what your fortress is here to defend. Ahead of you, the sun is blood red against the purple sky. Along the low horizon of black hills, you can see the flickering firelight of thousands and thousands and thousands of torches. The approaching army draws near. You are leaderless. You still have hope, but you know this may be your last night to live. Just then, beneath you, you hear the click-clack of a cane stumping up the steps. It is the grizzled old orc, Zogoth. She is an elder and priestess of the Hall of Omens, blind except for one solid gold prosthetic eye. Tattoos cover her entire face and body. Thick piercings of bone wind through both ears and nose. Her green nails come to lethal-looking points. Her cane is a solid length of tusk from a mammoth that she killed as a young woman. You know her very well. She acted as a grandmother to many of you growing up, and she gets right to the point. Whippersnappers! Something has got to be done about the warlord position. Warlord Korzeth was a powerful, experienced leader, felled by an assassin's poison. And at this, she makes close eyes with you, Moontooth. Without his leadership, we are lost. You three are among the best and most powerful here. What are you doing to ensure we have strong leadership? What am I supposed to do? And she points out over the wall. Fight off that kingdom with just my cane and my visions?
It's how you kept us in line, Grandma.
Well, it won't last. We got to do something about that. And she kind of brandishes her cane at the three of you.
I would, if no one's going to do, if someone wants to, no one else wants the job, I guess I could, take it over, yeah?
No, you won't.
No? You, Grok?
Sure, the great Grogan has spoken to me saying, you, Grok, you should be the warlord.
She raises an eyebrow at you. Indeed, I'll believe it when I see it.
When you see it, yes, okay. I'll speak to the great god of love and war and see. And I start chanting in the off to the side in prayer to hopefully invoke an omen.
Ooh. Okay. What does this chanting and prayer look like?
It sounds very much like speaking in tongues.
Okay.
So like my eyes kind of roll back in my head and
Whoa. Okay. So I would say...
Do you think he's making that up?
I only talk to the boars. I got no idea what Grogan wants.
Did they talk like that?
No, it's mostly squeals.
So I think that's an act that you are going to try to do. So, yeah, roll. I think the way this is supposed to go, from what I can tell, is roll a white dice if your roll applies to the action.
Okay.
And it does, I would say, because you're an omen scryer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So give us that roll.
A 4.
A 4. Okay. So.
You also roll a red and black die.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Thank you.
That's a 1 on the red and a 1 on the black.
Oh,
no.
Shit. Okay. So let's resolve the 4 first, I think. So 1 dice shows 4 or more. You get what you want at a cost, or you don't get everything you want. That's one piece. And you rolled 2 1s, 1 each on red and black. So rolling a 1 on the red means your reputation causes you trouble, and you are forced into a choice. You either hurt someone, not sure what that will look like, or every other orc in the scene takes a mark on you.
What's a mark?
Yeah.
So a mark is the thing that it's just according to the rules of this, you just make a note. All of you would make a note next to their character name or on an index card that you have a mark on this person. And then at that point later on, if you are rolling in an act that would be against Grok, you get extra because you have a mark.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be that everyone gets a mark on Grok because you can tell that he wants to be Wardlord because he doesn't want to fight. So he wants to surround himself with as many people as possible to protect himself.
Okay, cool part about that. That's actually the mark from your black dice. Because when you roll a 1 or a 6 on your black dice, your secret shows in some way.
Yeah, so you can tell that Grok is just an absolute coward.
Oh no! So everybody gets a mark on him.
So is that 2 marks then? 1 for reputation and 1 for roll?
We'll take one for
reputation?
we'll take one from the secret, and then
Yeah.
the reputation is because you're pious.
Yes.
Your choice. You're either hurting one of us, or we take a mark on you because of your piousness.
And I suppose it would be up to you to think about what would a hurt look like. If that's what you wanted to do.
I don't know how I would hurt them because I'm just like praying essentially.
Right.
So I think
Do you mind if I?
go ahead. Go ahead.
So Moontooth has a problem with how you're clearly being cowardly. I think Moontooth might try to push you a bit to get you out of your trance. Be like, hey, we're supposed to do something. And when I push you, maybe you react out of because your eyes are rolled back, you can't see what's happening. Maybe you react in more of a panic than you might otherwise, and then hit me.
Oh, I like that. So I react and I reach out and I slam my palm against your forehead.
Yeah.
And you fall out in the spirit.
I don't know what that means.
Amazing.
You just fall, pass out.
All right, cool.
The power of Grogan just overcomes you and you pass out.
So how does me getting hurt look?
Oh, I just
as in,
literally just clock you in the forehead.
Mechanically, do I get
right.
Yeah.
lose hope or something?
Okay, so if you are hurt a little, I think this is what this would be. You're hurt a little bit. It's a D3.
Okay, so I will roll a D6 divided by 2. I've rolled a 1.
So you lose
it's a
1
It's a
hope.
1.
It's a 1.
1 hope. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. I look at what's going on. I see the 2, and I'm thinking about this. And while they're still doing this, I look over at Zogoth the Mesh.
Yeah, what did I call her? Zargothosh.
Zargothosh. I look over at Zargothosh. I'll go talk to Kilnash. Moontooth needs a new sword if he's going to lead us. And I turn around and walk away.
Nice job. You two, sort yourselves out. And then she stumps away down the steps.
I slowly help you up, but am not looking at you, Moontooth, as I watch Salak descend the steps with a wistful look in my eye.
I need to get prepared for the fight.
The blessings of Brogan be upon you, my child.
Moontooth, once his back is turned, rolls his eyes and walks out towards the barracks.
All right, so circling back to you, you are going to see Kilnash.
Yep, because he's the weaponsmith.
Yes.
And you broke your sword in the last battle.
Yep.
You need a new one. If the choice is between the three of us, let's be honest, it's between the three of us, and our reaction was probably the standard reaction of most orcs to hearing Grogan getting invoked. So there's that, and I talk to the beasts. Most of the orcs aren't going to listen to me because I'll talk to the boars and the wargs instead. It's simple. We got one person who's actually going to be fit for the job and has been there beside the person and learned the most about how it's supposed to go. It makes sense. It's the right logical course of action here. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to lead us, you need a weapon to do so with. So.
So you head on over to Kilnash's weaponsmith area, which I'm going to say is over by the watchtower and the boar pens. And as you pass the boar pens, the boars grunt at you cheerfully.
It's, they're my animals. I grunt back as I keep going.
Excellent.
They know it's already past dinner time. They get their midnight snack later.
Mm-hmm. You find Kilnash, the weaponsmith, at a giant blacksmith's anvil. I think Kilnash is large even by orcish standards. I think he has enormous tusks and stands probably easily 9 feet tall and is a brick shithouse of a man and is, I'm going to say, shirtless and swinging his hammer, bending out a sword when you enter.
I'm going to stand in such a spot that Kilnash will see me, but I'm going to be quiet and wait.
What do you want?
Someone needs a sword. Or an axe. I don't think he's too picky.
Who?
Moontooth.
Moontooth broke that blade I gave him.
Yep.
Why should he get another one?
We need a boss. Boss without a weapon ain't no boss. Would you rather it be me?
He laughs at this, a big, deep, chesty laugh. And he says, maybe.
Well, in that case, I'd need a spear.
All right. Let's see. And here, let's have you act. So, some kind of persuasion, maybe, of how do you convince Kilnash, who likes you, to give you a spear?
It's pretty simple. We have a couple of boars that didn't make it through the last fight. They got hurt.
Okay.
They didn't survive the day. So we got to make food somehow. And one of them fed most of the camp with the stew.
Uh-huh.
I got a couple of hunks off the flank from the other one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know where they went.
Nice.
And that is a 4.
Okay, nice. So just the 1 4?
Just the 1 4.
Okay, so you get what you want at a cost, or you don't get everything you want. I think Killnash, as he's doing this, says, yeah, makes sense. You can grab that over there. And he points out a good-sized, brand-new spear, crafted as you've discussed. But you got to do something for me.
What you need, as I walk over and grab the spear.
Yeah, I think he will ask you... Get Moontooth out of the picture. He doesn't respect the equipment I made him.
We'll see what I can do.
Great. Just make a quick note here. All right, so let's go back over to the barracks.
Yo.
Where Moontooth is. And what are you doing this evening? Having just been somewhat publicly humiliated by getting slapped in the face by a flailing, pious omen scryer.
I do believe the thing that Moontooth is trying to do is a bit of detective work. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this mystery of who killed the warlord.
Ooh, okay. What does that break me off a piece of that? Like, what does that look like?
So I think that Moontooth suspects someone in the camp, as it was an assassin. So Moontooth thinks that someone must have been paid by our enemies to potentially poison the war chief in exchange for money and escape or something, right? So while people are out doing other stuff, Moontooth is going to go through the barracks and search for what might be evidence.
Okay. Yeah, this sounds like an act for sure. Are you trying to be sneaky about this, or are you just like running around, flipping over tables?
I don't think I am. I don't think I'm trashing the place.
Okay.
I've probably got maybe like 6 or so orcs I suspect, and I'm going to check their things. And anyone that might be sneaky enough to pull this off. I don't know who they are. I don't particularly care who they are, but I am going to be digging around the barracks.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a roll.
So I'm rolling a red die and a black die. The white die is if my roll applies to the action, which is bodyguard. I think
that applies, right? Like you're investigating what happened.
Sure.
You would know things about the warlord's whereabouts and movements.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah.
I have rolled a 6, a 4, and a 3.
Ooh, okay. So if 2 or more dice show 4 or more, so that 4 and 6, you get what you want with no consequences.
Cool.
Which is great. And did you roll a 1 at all?
No. But I did roll a 6.
Great. Okay.
It says if you roll a 1 or a 6.
Yeah. So was it the 6 on
the
red?
red
or black?
was the 6, so that my reputation causes problems.
So your reputation is that you are furious.
Yeah.
So here's what I think happens with this. I don't want to, because you rolled well on the 4 or more thing, so I don't necessarily want to make it like a real consequence. But I think you, as you're going through, your furiousness is frightening the other orcs. And they are staying out of your way. And you're able to continue to go through and search the barracks successfully. Nobody stops you, but I think they make themselves scarce.
All right.
And try to avoid you.
So the red is I either hurt someone or they take a mark on me, right? Mm-hmm. So who am I hurting or who gets a mark? I think we know where at this point 4 of the orcs are. So we know where Grak and Salach and Kilnash are, but Duroth and Zogoth are not yet accounted for.
Yeah. I think Zogoth is there. And I think Zogoth has a reputation for being destructive. And I think what happens is, as you're going along, you like are throwing open some stuff and flipping things over and like opening a door. And I think maybe you're like searching around like the weapons area. Maybe there's like a weapons cache. And I think maybe you grab it and like throw it.
Yeah.
And a spike, a javelin, comes like tumbling out, and it into like right beside the shoulder of an orc that you didn't see there.
Ah, yeah.
And it was Zogoth, who you love.
I know. I think that would cause a moment of pause for Moontooth.
Yeah. Zogoth says, What are you doing?
Looking for evidence. That's what I'm doing.
Evidence of what?
Moontooth glances around, making sure no one's close enough to be heard over a whisper, leans in close enough and says, "The warlord was assassinated by poison. I'm looking to see if anyone has any poison, or perhaps reward for someone that might have paid them to poison the warlord. That's what I'm looking for."
Zogoth nods once. And, let's see. I think... What do I want to do here? I think Zogoth... these relationships are hard to keep track of.
I know, right?
I
Right.
think, okay. All right, hold on. Yeah, I think Zogoth leans in and says, "You know, for your ears only, don't tell anybody, but I saw Salak sneaking around here last night. Spends a lot of time with those animals. I don't think he's really part of the group.
I'll talk to him.
See that you do."
But I didn't hear nothing from you. And I give her a little wink, and I leave.
Okay. Looks after you, kind of puzzled by your wink.
I think Grok climbs down from the wall. You mentioned that some of the boars didn't make it through the fight. I would like to go through the camp and like try to find boar bones, tusks, maybe some ribs, maybe a skull, just whatever I can find, and then I want to head to the Hall of Omens.
All right. I think searching around, I don't imagine this orc camp is like very neat and orderly. I think you could easily find what you're looking for.
Cool.
So what are you doing in the hall?
I want to go into the hall and I look around and make sure that there's no one like there other than like I assume the body of the warlord is there.
Yes.
And I go over to the warlord to pay my respects by ceremonially punching him in the face, as we all do with our dead bodies.
Yeah, the face is fully bruised from hundreds of punches all day.
And then I want to like go on the other side of like the bier and like sit down and start making a like talisman out of the bone.
Ooh.
The boar bones, and as I'm doing it, I want to pray to Grogan, but using the love aspect of Grogan this time. I want to pray for Grogan's protection as I make this talisman for Salak, who I love, to protect him in the upcoming battle.
Oh my god, okay, I love that. So let's have you roll for this one.
Okay.
And I will say in the fiction of this, the magic of Grogan is real. And this talisman could have a meaningful effect.
Okay.
Which we can come up with and see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So give us a roll.
It's black, red, and white.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I rolled 2 2s and a 1 on my black dice.
So you don't get what you want and something goes wrong. And you got a 1 on your black.
Yeah.
So your secret comes out in some way.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think as I'm praying to Grogan, just kind of like afraid that Salak is going to be hurt or killed in this upcoming battle, and just kind of like weeping as I'm like making this. And I don't connect to Grogan, but I think someone probably comes in. I don't know if that's Zargathish.
Yeah, the priestess.
The priestess, and like hears me like crying and being like, "Oh, please, please protect my love, Salak, please, please." And like the bones are like snapping and breaking in my hands, so they're like very brittle, and I'm like crying as I'm like trying to like, and it's just like a really crappy like popsicle stick cross.
Oh, that's so fucking sad. Oh no. I think Zargoth, she sees this happen, senses this happen. Of course, she has like magic powers, and I think just shakes her head sadly and doesn't even come over to you. And I think you don't even see her. And I think she just stumps on by.
I hear the tap tap of the cane, and I'm like, and I like cut off one of my braids and use the hair of the braid to make a chain or like a thread for it, and I just like sadly put it in my pocket.
Oh, that's so
dry
sad.
my eyes.
That is so sad. Woof.
Do I lose hope or anything because of that? I feel like I should.
I feel like you should, but
yeah,
no.
So anytime something goes wrong, which that was absolutely
That was
something
very
going
wrong.
wrong.
was so
You're
bad.
hurt a little. I will say you're hurt a little.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
D3.
Then you roll a D3.
So rolling a d6, dividing by 2. Oh god, that's 2.
Oh no.
Well, it was a 4. That's when I get the 4.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm down to 18.
Oof, ouch,
hope.
owie.
All right, so my first question is, has enough time passed for an event, or do I get to do another thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
It says an hour of in-game time, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused by that when I was preparing. I'm like, how do I know? I will say yes. Let's throw in an event.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's throw in an event. Okay. So at the way this works, and again, just being totally transparent about how this game works, roll a d10 and add a number of hours elapsed so far, plus the number of players who are not currently working on defending the fortress.
Oh, that's all of us.
That would be all of you, since you're all doing other things right now.
We're all pursuing our own goals.
Yes.
Ridiculous. It's good.
Ooh, I love this one.
That's pretty, right?
Okay, so that's going to be a 7 plus 1 plus 3. So 7 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So 11. Okay.
Oh no.
So I think what happens is you are working on your talisman. You have just heard this secret whispered into your ear. And you are holding your new spear and like looking over to the barracks, maybe where you know Moontooth to be. And I think all of you hear a low, bassy boom that reverberates throughout the encampment. And you all look over and look out a window or out of a door, and you see that there is a area. The walls of this are like great wood logs that have come to points that are like hatched together. And I think several of them have been blown open and are laying down, facing toward the city, not towards the attacking army. And as you're looking, you see running away is some small number of orcs. And among them, you see, let's see here. It's got to be an NPC, huh? Among them, I think you see Duroth, who is the wilderness ranger and has run away with being tailed by a number of animals. I think there are a couple of wolves, and I think that there is a small battalion of falcons that are traveling with the Wilderness Ranger and a couple of Duroth's men.
So we've started to lose hope now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's D8 plus marks when a character leaves or dies.
Yeah. So, all of you see this. Now, I will say, flees the camp. You don't know exactly, as you're looking, why Duroth is taking off.
Yeah.
Especially with the animals. It could be to go help the city. It could be that they have given up hope. It could be that they're doing some kind of end run around, trying to flank the army or something. You don't know. But there is now a large hole in the back of the fortress, and your friend Duroth, who some of you have feelings for, is running away. What do you do? First of all, let's resolve the hope.
Yeah.
So, D8 plus marks.
Do we roll that, or?
I think you roll it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it would be marks with Duroth, or marks total.
Marks on Duroth, I think. That's how I would roll it.
Yeah.
I just lost 7 hope. I'm down to 13.
Ooh.
I only lost 2 because I didn't have any on them.
I rolled a 7.
Yikes! I rolled a 2.
So, Moontooth, who did love Duroth, knew that they planned on leaving, so I only lost 1.
Aww.
It's just is what it is.
I go post up in front of the barricades leading back to the city. Anyone else want to try to leave?
And you didn't like Duroth, did you?
No.
I didn't like Duroth either, so I think I'm following you.
I post myself up in front and basically call a couple of my armored boars over. So I've got just enough bodies blocking the gate. Anyone else want to try to leave? You wanted a war chief, you've got one.
And I
Eyes front.
forward.
And I'm basically just screaming at everybody like, we got the wall, let's keep this place.
Whoa, are
Let's
you
keep this-
claiming control?
I'm claiming control right
power
here now,
move?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
So let's game this out. So let's roll for that.
Alrighty. So that's a red and a black.
And your role is Beast Speaker. Do you see an argument for that being relevant?
He did say that he had some
I
armored
did
boars
call
with
some of my armored boars over.
That's pretty badass. Okay, yeah, throw in a white too.
All right. That is 2 4s.
Oh my god, okay, so you rolled 2 or more dice, so you get what you want. So I don't want to necessarily claim that you guys fall in line with this, but certainly the rest of the orcs.
I think
I
there's
have a thing that I want to do.
Okay.
I was gonna say, from the shadows, Moontooth is glaring at what's happening by the gate.
What do you do?
As Sellex says, you wanted a warlord, you got one, I step up, and then when he, grabs his sword or whatever he does, I'm like,
spear.
oh, right. He grabs the spear, I, back up, and I said, I'm going to call out and point to where Duroth fled and say, yes, so Duroth has turned his back on Grogan, the god of war and love, and has lost both his honor in war and the love of our dear god. And in his infinite wisdom, Grogan has seen to place Salak upon the war throne. And I take the amulet out and I put it around his neck.
Nice.
And I give him a kiss on each cheek. And I turned to the orcs assembled and said, "Bow before your new warlord."
Okay. Roll for that. While you're rolling for that,
Do I get a white?
yes, totally. So while this is happening, the other orcs assembled, initially frozen in shock by what has happened, have started to rise up and come over to you, grabbing weapons and hammers and chisels and are lining up, and Grok begins yelling, and eyes start to switch over to you in confusion, and then hearing what this is happening. What did you roll?
I rolled 2 4s and a 2 on my black dice.
So you succeed. I think right as this happens, there's a great clap of thunder and a bolt of lightning. Like right as you put the talisman on, I think a bolt of lightning arcs across the sky. And the ground shakes, and all the orcs assembled, like eyes wide, like almost take a step back in fear. And there's fear and respect for you, but also a little fear and respect for you, because you clearly summoned some action here. Moontooth, were you part of the group assembled, or were you staying in the shadows?
I think Moontooth is staying in the shadows.
Good for you, because as this is all going on, no one is looking your direction. And so no one notices when arcing up and around the canyon and then swooping back low over the encampment is a single falcon that flies high. And right as that thunder and lightning crashes over, you feel something land, and you look up, and the falcon has dropped a note, which falls. And it is a note, you unroll it, from Duroth.
Oh, no.
It is a note from Duroth, and it reads, Dearest Moontooth, I never told you because I had my reputation to maintain. My brutality was known the world over, and no one could know my secret, which is that you have my heart forever. This place is doomed. The army encroaches. We have no leader. My heart is broken. I have left with my entourage. Battalion and animals, including my beloved falcon, which I have named for you. Please leave this place and run away with me.
Does
Signed,
a falcon even have teeth?
Dura. The falcon is carrying it with the talons.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why would you name a falcon Moontooth if it doesn't have teeth?
Moonbeak.
Moonbeak. Moonbeak. Moonbeak. That's really cool, actually. And it's, you see Duroth's mark.
Moontooth takes this small note, slowly crumples it in his hand, and with that clenched fist, wipes away a single tear. He can't leave yet. He still needs revenge.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I would say that this hurts you a little bit.
I'd say so, yeah.
A little bit. You're having to turn your back on the one that you love.
So, would this be a D6 or a D3, do you think?
Ooh.
I think this is really hurt. I don't know.
I'll leave it up to you. Your call.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna roll D6. I think Moontooth is pretty hurt, but I think Moontooth is pretty strong, so it's gonna be a low number. It's only 3 points.
Okay.
So I'm down
Take
to
that hope.
15 of 20.
Where's everybody at on hope right now?
I'm at 16.
Okay.
I'm at 13.
Ooh. And you're at what?
15 of 20.
15. and 20. Okay.
Our best scouts just took off, right as I was getting told that I should be the war chief. Uh-huh. Yes, I'm losing hope real fast.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, so the thunder fades off into the distance. You are standing in front of a whole assembly of, I'd say, maybe 50 orcs and various other parties, like peeking out of windows and looking around walls as you are standing there, having just taken charge of this group.
I reach out with the fist holding the spear and gesture to a small group that has hammers and chisels. Fix these barricades. We need them up. We need them up now.
Yes, sir. And they
I'm
run off.
Moving to the next one. We need eyes in the watchtower. We need men on the front walls. We need and just start taking charge and giving orders.
Okay. I would say that this constitutes you defending the fortress. Mm-hmm. So, like, in the event that there's another event, if this is what you're still doing, I'd say that counts toward defending it. What are you guys doing?
There's 2 things I want to do, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to go the smart thing or if I want to follow my heart.
Lead with your heart, always.
Yeah, so, okay, as Salak is running around giving orders, I rush up and I'm like, that was quite the display of power there, Salak. I just wanted to say that it's a big responsibility what you're attempting to do here, and I think, between your military prowess and my clear connection to our god, perhaps we should maybe do this together, and I can keep the spirits of the men high, and you can swing that mighty fine long spear of yours, and I have a sneaking suspicion that there are those in the camp that might be a little unhappy with your appointment here, and I could be the eyes in the back of your head, so to speak.
What do the omens have to say about this?
Well, you saw the lightning, right? And by the way, do you like the amulet? It's blessed by Brogan to protect you, and as a divine sight, a symbol of your authority.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's real nice underneath the breastplate here as I tuck it in and.
Yes, close to your heart. Yes, just where I should be, where it should be. Yes, I made it myself from on orders from the great God on high.
Well, thank you. I've got some scouting parties to arrange, but thank you.
And I swoon a little bit.
Cute. All right. So there's nothing in this game that's like the opposite of a mark, but I would say like whatever that is, like you guys are now at the moment forging a
Well, on the other hand,
relationship.
when we do have marks on each other, if we start making out, then that's a beneficial thing.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So we
the
can-
makeout mechanic is.
Yes.
This game whips ass. Okay. What are you doing? A single tear having just
Right.
rolled down your face. The crumpled note in your hand.
Moontooth pockets the note, and then I think. So does Salak stay in the barracks?
Like for sleeping?
Yeah. Like where would you keep your personal things? Because that's where I'm going. Because I imagine they would be in the.
Well, first question for you is how is the barracks laid out? Like, is it a typical, like, you got rows of cots, or is it just a bunch of furs we just puppy pile the entire night?
I would say, I'm envisioning anyway, that the barracks are a giant yurt. I think maybe it's 3 yurts. And it's a big fire in the middle and like a chimney going up. And then otherwise, there are fur piles all around the ground. And I think people in positions of leadership maybe get hammocks above so that they don't have to sleep on the ground.
Okay.
And I'd say maybe there's 3 of them. The warlord had like pride of place in the biggest one, but that spot is now empty.
There might be a few things in my hammock, but there's an even chance that... Because it was pretty much a coin flip chance. Would I be in the yurt, or would I be in the pens sleeping with the animals?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's where Moontooth is going. I'm going to go investigate the animals and see if
Going over to the boar pens?
going to the boar pen and seeing if there's any evidence of foul doings that Salak might have done.
Okay. Let's see here. I think... Should you roll for that? I hate to keep having you roll for like these random investigations, but it seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
In this case, maybe roll for being stealthy, because otherwise I think like you don't necessarily have a big reason to be like hunting around in the pens right now. Everybody is supposed to be fixing a wall and working on this or that or the other thing. So roll to have yourself not be found.
Okay, and I don't think I'm particularly good at that. I'm a bodyguard. I'm supposed to be seen.
Right.
So I'm not going to roll my white die. I've rolled a 4 and a 5.
4 and a 5. Nice. Wow. So I would say everybody's busy. People are lining up to get a word in with Salak and fixing things and banging on things and getting ready for things.
Not
and
paying attention to the boar pen.
No.
Salak all of a sudden has people talking to him. I don't like this.
So you are rooting around in there.
Yeah. So I think this is probably a question more for Salak than anything. Is what do I find there?
A whole bunch of boar shit for one. There's some feed troughs, and then you actually spot an orc-sized like sleeping roll. With no spare clothes, just an extra blanket and a couple of like scraps of paper and designs, and a couple of broken spears.
All right. I looked at all the scraps of paper.
Yeah, they're all illegible. Salak can't write.
Is the Salak like learning to write?
Trying to.
Yeah.
Failing.
Did you say fan fiction?
Yeah. Just like
Salak's
pictogram, like, yeah.
I'm looking at it. I was like, oh, maybe this is a cipher. Colonel. Colonel. I'm trying to sneak around, but my orc's dummy thick.
Just the sound of those ass cheeks clapping in the night as it rings across the battlefield.
Oh my god.
The clap my ass cheeks lined up with the thunderclap so no one can hear me.
What do we know about the advancing army? Is it other orcs? Is it humans, elves?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that it is known only as the Kingdom. And it is a rival community. I think your orc city and your orc community is run much more by a series of small villages, each of which have their own leader, which in your case was your warlord. This area and the city is controlled by the Great Khan. By contrast, the kingdom has a king, and this is his army. I think that the orc areas have a resource that the kingdom wants. Maybe a special kind of ore or something like that, which is maybe where you guys get all of your strength and power from and things of that nature. So the kingdom is invading and has knocked out many orc cities.
They're after our unobtainium.
Yes. And on the way here. So that's roughly what they're after, as far as you know. There could be other motivations, but that's the public story.
Okay.
I will also add, I would think in the fiction of this that they are more technologically advanced. Like they have sort of Helm's Deep-esque. They've got like big, catapult ballista and stuff like that you guys do not have.
I have an idea.
Okay, hit me with your idea.
And I don't know if I need to talk to the sergeant or the weapons master. Does Kilnash make other things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then I think I want to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I will go find him in the battlesmith, and I think this will count as defending the fortress.
Well, let's see what you want to do.
So,
he is there looking sexy and shirtless as ever, sweat pouring down his skin, continuing to hammer out what now looks to be like a shield of some kind.
I take my holy book or scroll and fan myself with it a little bit as I approach, and I say, Kilnash, a moment of your time, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, what any kind of, you see two little spots of color rise on his cheeks, and he sort of, yeah, what can I, what can I do for you?
I have an idea. How much unobtainium do we currently have?
I love that it's fucking called unobtainium because I didn't think of what it was called.
None. We don't have any. It's unobtainable.
Yeah. And he bangs it down. He says, "Oh, Well, I mean, none here. It comes from the mines on the other side of town, and it's all pretty much been used up in the defense. I maybe a little. What do you need it for? What are you trying to do?
Could you make a very large horse made out of unobtainium?
A very large horse.
That could fit, let's say, maybe 50 orcs inside.
What we need is a giant wooden badger.
Oh my god. Okay. At this, I think Kilnash actually like puts his hammer down and like looks at you with this like renewed sense of awe and inspiration. And he says, "Grant, you are so smart." Oh.
It's not me. I do all things through Grogan, who strengthens me.
Shamala hamala.
Shamala hamala hamala ha.
Anyway, he scratches his tusks and he's thinking about this for a little bit.
I also scratch his tusks.
He lets you do this, and he says, I only have a little bit here, and he kind of gestures to like a lockbox that has like a complicated combination on it. He says, I have a little bit here, and I use it mainly for unbreakable tips of arrows and things of that nature, but I can whip up something. And he starts to look around at different things. He's detecting like beat up old shields and like boar tusks and logs and more shields and swords, and you can see like numbers and glowing words like whizzing around his brain a little bit as he's thinking through what to do.
Yes, I'm saying, since we may not have the to make an entire horse, what if we made a large boar that could fit, say, 50 orcs inside, and
Smaller than a horse.
then smaller than a horse, yes. But then maybe like the fur and the tusk of the boars are made out of this metal, and we put it out in front of our gates, and maybe with a sign of surrender, and it's our gift to the kingdom. And meanwhile, inside, all the warriors, the children of Grogan, are lying in wait to ambush the kingdom from within, and maybe we assassinate their warlord with poison. Do you have poison? Can you make poison? That's probably not your purview.
Why are you asking about poison?
You like
Just like passing by and staring in the window at me.
I'm up there.
Kilnash looks at you and nods, and he says, for you, I'll do it. And then he sets aside his shield that he was working on and begins to like whip out a big piece of like parchment and starts to like sketch out what he would do. And what he will be working on now, I will say, for the duration is he will be working on this project for Grok, and I think it will be, like you said, I think it'll be a boar made out of mostly ordinary wood and metal and stuff like that you guys can fit inside. 50, so it's going to be huge. But then, and it's going to be on wheels somehow.
And he's going to do this in like an hour.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And then,
All night.
no, this will take all night. But then he's going to try to work on having the orc tusks, the boar tusks, be the unobtainium. And that's what he will be working on.
Oh, sorry, it's an orctanium.
Orctanium. I love it. Orctanium.
An orctanium.
Yeah. Makes the Trojan...
The Trojan boar.
Boar. Amazing. So that is what he is doing. And at this point, if anybody needs anything from Kilnash, I think it'll have to be a roll to convince him to get away from his...
I got my spear early. We're good.
Project. Okay, very good. So you are there. Kilnash is working on this. You have just found illegible scraps of paper that you are sure is a cipher.
It's got to be a cipher.
You are getting bombarded with probably 10, 12 different orcs who all want to talk to you about grievances and their opinions and desires for what we should do about the battle.
I've already got 3 of them underneath a boar that's sitting on them to keep those ones from asking me more.
Under a boar?
Yeah. I just Todd, sit.
I love a boar named Todd.
It's the best. It's the best.
Well, I mean, I've got Todd and I've got Dot. What do you expect?
Nice.
They're my favorites. That's why they've got armor.
Amazing. Let's see. Salak, I think coming up to you is... Let's see, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I think it's time for another event. I think you have been working with this. Maybe you're in there helping him for the time being. You've been searching. You are talking to people. The hour has ticked by. So it is now, I would say, getting to be like midnight. Because it takes place over one night. So I would say it's getting to be about midnight. And I am going to go ahead and roll. I need a D10. Okay.
I really hope that my other love doesn't also leave.
A 2. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. So
it's
Salak.
2 plus hours plus non-defenders.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's 2.
That's right. Thank
plus
you.
2.
Apologies.
Is it plus 2 more for non-defenders or plus 1 for non-defenders?
I'm the only one not
you
defending.
are the only one. You guys are defending for sure.
Yeah,
so
y'all
2
do defending shit.
plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5.
Yeah.
So, ooh. Okay. So I think what happens here is all of a sudden, okay, nobody quite notices this just yet, but Zogoth, the axe-throwing sergeant, all of you have some interesting kind of fraught relationships with Zogoth. Moontooth, you have accidentally stabbed her, and
that happens to the rest of us.
she revealed her secret to you that she thinks that Salak had been messing around back there, and Salak, Zogoth, despises you and has turned Moontooth against you. All of you see Zogoth climbing up the battlements, up to the gate, the watchtower and gate that are arranged around the exterior of the barracks. And they have a big bag with them, and it's heavy. And no one really thinks anything of it. But then, all of a sudden, an axe flies through the air and lands just to the side of one of the orcs that's in line about to talk to you. Everyone goes, whoa, 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 and turns, and another axe. And that one gets the orc right in the chest.
Carl!
And blood spurts, and he sinks to his knees. And then falls to the side. And you all look up wondering, are you guys being attacked right now? What is happening? And you look up, and up from the watchtower, you see Zogoth with a pile of axes, which she is hurling with meticulous precision at basically all orcs that she can see. And around her head, I will say, I'm going to say that she's got like a huge spiky mohawk, but all around her head is a crown of glowing sigils that are rotating around her head, and her eyes are glowing, which is unusual.
They don't normally glow.
No. Another axe. It strikes near you.
Strikes near me. I look down at the axe, and I will look over at Salak and say, Salak, can I borrow one of your boars, please?
Todd, up!
And
Todd, with me! And I sprint for the watchtower.
Okay.
and I say, Todd, forgive me, and I stab it with a dagger. A very shallow, because I need the blood.
Okay.
And I take the blood and I smear it along Zogash's axe to form a connection with her, and I start chanting to try to break this spell on her.
Okay, so you are doing this freaky blood magic. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
I am now riding Dot, sprinting as fast as we can get to the watchtower, because
she was on the battlements, not the watchtower, right?
Well, I'm sort of playing a little fast and loose at the way this is laid out. I imagine that by the gate, there's like a small tower that's above the gate, like a view out into the fields.
I'm getting to wherever she is as fast as I possibly can.
Okay.
So Moontooth was going to go confront Salak with the notes that he found, and so I was heading back towards the group when this started happening. So of course I am also running to get us to see if I can help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have some rolls here. Let's check on your freaky blood magic.
I first just have this image of Moontooth being like, "Hey, Sherlock," and then whipping by on the board. He's like, "Oh, we'll talk later."
Absolutely.
I killed it. I rolled 2 5s and a 4.
Incredible. Damn. Incredible. You get what you want easy. I think the streak of blood on the axe glows with a shimmering red light, and your own eyes also flash that same red color, and all of a sudden you have a connection with this device. And it's almost like the camera moves from your view all the way up to Zogoth. And you can see, as if through Zogoth's eyes, she believes that all of the orcs below are enemy soldiers from the kingdom.
Ooh, I just like, so as I am chanting in tongues, and I get there and I'm like, am I like in her mind and I can kind of feel
I think
that
you can
presence?
see through her eyes, and I think you can see what she's seeing. And she is, from all that she knows, this is completely normal. Like, the camp has been overrun by the enemy. She is doing what she's been trained to do, which is like get to a high ground and attack with everything that she has.
Okay.
So that's what she's doing. She does not believe herself to be like not in her right mind.
Okay, so with this connection, I am going to reach out and say, in Orcish, I guess, through the power of my god, I'm going to say, by the love in my heart and the war in my blood, I cast you out in the name of Grogan. In the name of Grogan, I cast you out. Demon, be gone!
Holy crap, orcs are Baptists.
Incredible. Amazing.
At least this one is.
So that's what you're trying to do with this. Okay. Holy crap. I'm going to say I am going to roll. And this is for the enemy magic to see if it holds. So I'll just do a red and a black because I don't think there's a relevant roll here. Okay, a 4 and a 4, double 4s.
Jesus.
So it holds.
So I think it's contested, but it holds. I think you were successful in what you tried to do. You were able to make the connection with the blood magic. You were able to see what was going on. You understand what is happening. She's not trying to betray anybody. She's afflicted by this magic. But the rival magic is quite strong. I will say, since you rolled really well, I think what happens is while you are in there, you notice it's kind of like Frodo when he's in ring mode. He can see much further distances than are possible. And I think it's like that. I think you see all the way across this like huge blanket of the battlefield before you, and you see in a very, very, very distant tower a wizard. And you get the sense that that's to do with this somehow.
Can we see each other?
Yeah.
Like, very like Rey and Kylo Ren. Like, we
Yes.
lock eyes and I'm like, I'm coming for you.
Yes, exactly. And it's like an old man with like a long beard and a blue wizard hat and robe, and he's got like long freaky nails, and he like this one
For our
was.
audio listeners, Max is doing the double finger to the
two
eyes, double finger to the point.
Absolutely. So that's what happens. And then you snap out of it with a shudder. All right. So you have, at this point now, reached the battlement. Are you climbing up?
Whatever the fastest way to get to Zogoth is.
All right. Yeah. I think there's a like a rope. And I think you just grab on and start hauling yourself up the rope. And you reach Zogoth. You can see up close the sigils that are rotating around her head actually hum with an unknown power. Unknown to you, anyway. And she looks at you and grabs an axe and is readying to throw.
I flip my spear around, and it's time to go for a home run.
Okay, so roll me an attack on her. And likewise, I think she'll contest it, and we'll see if she hits you.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Ooh. So you did get a 4.
Yep.
Only 1, though. Mm-hmm. You get what you want at a cost, or you don't get everything you want. I will say, I won't roll for this. I think you get what you want. I think you, with your spear, successfully strike her. But I don't think it breaks the spell, and I don't think it kills her.
I'm not looking to kill her. What I'm looking to do is, because I saw the sigils moving around.
Yeah.
I'm war chief now. She's useful.
Yes.
So I want her out of commission for now, but we can...
Okay.
Maybe this can be fixed. If not, we can keep her pinned.
Okay.
So it's taking the spear, spinning it around, and going for a baseball swing with the blade pointing at me.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. I think you successfully bane her in the head forcefully. And I think, like, Tweety birds flying around her skull, I think she conks out. I do think that the sigil remains, though, and continues to rotate around her as she is, like, unconscious back up against the wall.
All right, because I rolled a 1 on the black die, so my secret shows up in some way. I think would you be okay if Zogoth is unconscious but can still hear?
Ooh, okay.
Because it's the, come on, snap out of it, you can do this. That's why I knocked you out. Maybe the magic will break. Come on, we need you, you can do this. I need you. Look, and I'm, like, legitimately talking to myself as I'm trying to, like, truss her up and just dump the axes over the side so she's not going to kill me.
Amazing.
But, like, it's the talking to myself rant about, like, what's the benefits, what's the cost. If you stay here, then that's a full force multiplier. As long as we have you at elevation, then they can't reach you, but you can reach them. And so it's the whole, like, planning everything out.
Love that.
So she gets a mark against me for that.
Yes.
I'm smarter than I look.
Yeah. If she regains consciousness, she will have a mark on you. But the magic is still there. So for the purposes of this, she is out of commission. You've succeeded in your goal, but the magic has not been broken. So if she comes back to life or, back to consciousness or something like that, or if one of you wants to use her for something, it'll be another challenge, I would say. Mark on Salak. Okay. Just making a couple notes. Okay. Okay, so you are standing, chest heaving, spear in hand / in Zogoth, watching her lose consciousness. You have been you had been doing this magic, and now it has ended. You rise, visions of this blue-robed wizard shining in your mind's eye.
I've gotten 11 nosebleed.
Excellent, very good. And you, who were about to run over and talk to Salak, are, I think, caught beneath the battlement, looking up, having maybe just seen Salak stab.
I think
Zogoth.
I scamper up the.
This was
rope as well.
It was the baseball swing, not the
baseball
stab.
swing. Yes, thank you. What are you doing?
So, I'm out. What happened? What'd you do?
Knocked her out. Do you see this? It's glowing. Are the sigils still there?
Oh yeah, visible to all.
I'm gonna Moontooth kneels down next to her, reaches into his pocket, pulls out some scraps of paper, and starts comparing the sigils written on them to the sigils swirling around her head. I'm gonna turn and face him and goes, "Did you do this?"
No, I did.
I found these, trying to find out who poisoned our warlord. These look like ciphers to me. You doing enemy communications there?
No, I'm trying to figure out how much
Warlord.
hay we need for the boar pens tomorrow. Why were you looking... What?
Someone poisoned the warlord.
Yes.
Warlord. Sounds like someone stood up pretty quick to take over his spot, huh?
Yeah. You were supposed to, and you didn't. Help me get her downstairs. And I legitimately hoist Zogoth over my shoulder to start getting her down to where we can get her to someone to fix
Moontooth
this.
reaches out his hand, grabs your hand, and helps lower you down the battlements.
Thank you.
But follows you every step of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closest thing to a healer is going to be Grok and Grandma.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing her over to you guys.
Yeah. I call over Zargathish,
Yes.
and I tell her what I saw. And I was like, yeah, we've got a big blue-hatted wizard man casting spells. Can you help me break this?
I know of those types. I have encountered those magics before, those evil magics. They can do magic spells and curses over many long ranges. They don't have the same connection to the earth that we do. Their magic rides on the air. It is a terrifying sight. You are lucky to be alive after having witnessed that magic. Oh, what is this? Oh my God. Ugh. And she's detecting Zogoth. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, you did not kill her with your swing there. Well done. Let's get her over here. And so she will start to do basically posting her up in like the healing tent.
You said you saw a wizard do this.
Yes, the older gentleman, long beard, pointy hat,
Where?
far off to the east, in a tower of white ivory. As opposed to the other different types of ivory.
Moontooth will spin.
I'm already walking away, trying to
care?
put people back into...
Before you go, Moontooth puts a hand on your shoulder and spins you around. And says, if I'm going to kill that wizard, I'm going to need your spear.
Get your own.
I'm going to grab it. I'm going to act.
Okay.
I'm going to take that spear from you.
Let's do maybe contested rolls. Like maybe you roll to grab it and you roll to fight back.
Yeah.
Could I argue being a bodyguard having a white die to that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
How'd you end up?
I've rolled a 1, a 6, and a 2.
Oh, shit. Okay, so no 4s for you. You do not succeed, and you have a 1
I
and a
have,
6.
I have a 6, which,
Oh, you have a
which
6,
is a
okay.
1.
What was your 1 on and what was your 6 on?
The red and the black.
Oh!
So your reputation is fearless or furious?
Furious.
Furious, yeah.
And what's your secret?
I'm creative.
I rolled 2 2s. So
Oh, okay.
Oh.
so here's the deal. You get the spear,
Yeah.
and it's. I'm gonna let you tell how that pans out and why I now have either a mark and am hurt or 2 marks.
I would love to give you 2 marks, if that's all right. And I think the way that I do it is, Moontooth reaches for the spear. You go to like pull back on it. Moontooth uses his foot to tap the bottom of it, so it rotates behind your ankle, and while holding it into the ground, pushes you back over it.
Cool.
So you stumble backwards into a wall, and now I have your spear.
Cool.
And I stomp out into the night, like brushing past you on my way out.
Wow, amazing. So what is the cost to you then? Because you rolled 1 dice with 4 or more.
Uh-huh.
So you get what you wanted. You got
Yeah.
the spear. But what do you think the cost should be?
Like, I mean, I think I definitely probably lose a little bit of face with most of these people here, because like a good soldier in this instance would definitely not be going out on a revenge quest to go fight a wizard in a far off tower while we are under attack.
Also, technically speaking, you are the warlord's bodyguard.
Yeah.
So technically, you're the new warlord. You ought to be bodyguarding him.
Yeah.
And
here I
instead,
am.
you're taking his weapons.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've only established one weapon, and our weaponsmith's busy now, so I can't get a second one.
Oh, shit. There are other weapons, but yeah.
This is the important one, though.
Yes. So, how do we play that out? There's so many different NPCs, other orcs.
I'm going to take Zogoth's axe.
Okay.
While we're in there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Are you heading out to fight the wizard?
Yeah.
It's like the 50 miles away.
Yeah.
I don't know how far it is away. You said an ivory tower that way. I'm going.
Yeah.
I think I see you heading out, and I will run up to you and like grab you by the shoulder and be like, "What are you doing? You can't just walk off. We're in the middle of a huge battle."
Well, what if that wizard puts a spell on you or something?
I'd like to see him try.
Because like, or what if he puts a spell on someone else who has better aim than?
We can break the spells. What I'm more concerned with is your senseless need for revenge. You just been walking around trying to find out who killed the old warlord. We don't care. He's dead. He's dead now. We have a new warlord who's alive, and your duty as the bodyguard is to stand by Salak and protect him. If we lose this fortress, it's going to be due to your senseless quest for your own vanity.
Amazing.
So I think Moontooth is actually really impressed by this, because you've been cowardly to us the whole time, and now you're standing up to me and spitting on the ground. I think, is this some sort of duel? Are you going to like actively stop me?
I'm trying to like
reason with me?
To reason
Okay.
with you, yeah. Like I don't think I would. I think you see his hands like clenching, but like he doesn't know what to do with them because he is usually very afraid. He's a distance fighter.
Yeah. So I think Moontooth will toss the spear from his right hand into the crook of his left elbow, where it just sort of casually catches it. Like he's super used to carrying spears and swords and stuff.
Such a
So,
badass.
just whoosh. And then he like reaches out and like pushes you back. Puts his index finger on your sternum and pushes you back just a little bit, and says, "Can you get the wizard?"
First of all, ow. Second of all, I can try.
What do you need from me?
I need you to give Salak his spear back. Do you know all of the men and women and otherwise in the camp saw that, and we can't be disbanded now. We need to unify under our new great warlord, who perhaps needs a vizier. Or, a side piece. Whatever he needs. I'm here for him.
Kilnash, hearing this, makes a sad face.
Oh no, Kilnash!
Whoops. How's that bowl coming, Kilnash?
It's great. You're gonna love it.
I bet I will. I have the utmost faith in you.
Oh, okay. And he keeps working.
I blow him a kiss.
He blushes big time, and then catches it, puts it in his pocket.
Which pocket?
Pants. He's wearing pants. He's not naked.
No, that's what I was saying. Where?
Yet.
Like, blow the kiss, catch it.
Put in his pocket. Yeah, on the left. On the left.
Oh my goodness.
Not front. Yet. So.
Moontooth is conflicted. I don't know what Moontooth's gonna do.
All right, so having got Zogoth set up with Zorgothamal,
Grandma.
Zargathish.
Grandma.
Zargathish, Grandma. Zogoth is sitting with Grandma, so Grandma's working on breaking the control, getting her back to being the person we need.
Right.
So I come out carrying a throwable axe and looking for my boars and looking for what else needs to be done. What can we do? How can we get this set up? I had people on the walls. Mm-hmm. Luckily, nobody's bothering me for questions anymore because the last one who did that got killed.
Yeah, for sure. Amazing.
So I've got some time. I can actually start setting things up and start planning out how we're going to defend the fortress again.
Nice. Good. So you're working on that.
I mean, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my spear back, but an axe will do in a pinch.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got a pointy bit on the tip. I'll work.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Nice. The boars follow you around as you're doing your work.
Yeah, I don't know what Moontooth's gonna do. If no one's gonna let Moontooth go on his revenge quest, and he has to stay here. Oh no.
You've already proven that I can't stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think. What the fuck's my name? Grok. Grok looks at you and sees the indecision in your eyes, and he's going to go. I'm going to put a hand on your shoulder, and then like slide it down to your pecs and just kind of cup them for a second, and then back up to your shoulder, and then he's going to go. My friend, the best way to avenge the former warlord is to protect the new one and protect what he stood for, and that is these people, your brethren and sisterin and sibling-ren. I'm not used to speaking quite as much, but you get where I'm going?
Grok, I can tell.
Thank you. Wait a second. What?
Moontooth puts a hand on top of Grek's head. Just big hand, blop. And then walks off to find Salak.
All right.
I look around at the other orcs who probably are staring at us.
Oh, 100%. This
And
is more than they've heard you talk in a long time.
And I kind of start and jump, and I'm like, don't you all have balls to build or something? And I storm off.
Oh, yes, sir. And they run away.
Oink.
Kilnash straightens himself up again and winks at you. Gives you a nod. So, you're going to find Sal. What is Salak doing at this moment?
We got the defenses starting up again. Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to hold an axe. Like, does it go here? No. Damn it! I should have taken the harness and the holster.
Up comes Moontooth.
Trade you.
So yeah,
Axe for spear.
I was gonna say, as you're trying to find a place to put, you're like, I kind of like the idea of Moontooth just taking it from you and putting the spear back in your hand.
Thanks.
You didn't kill the warlord.
No.
You don't know who did.
No.
All right.
Thought it was someone from the kingdom.
What do you need doing?
Right now, I think we're good.
You see all those torches out there?
Yeah, we got an hour.
So
Come with me, check on the pigs.
What? Why?
I need to recalculate how much hay they're going to need. Thank you.
while they're doing this, Grok is kind of like taking a moment to like center himself and breathe through all of this, because he has been speaking a lot and has been putting himself in very scary situations. And he's going to go back to, I think he has like a cot in the Hall of Omens, or like a room with Zargathesh. And he goes and there's a small chest in the center where it has like, you know, trinkets and bones and like religious artifacts and whatever. And he lifts it up and he takes the false bottom off, and there's a vial of poison inside that is half used, and he just puts that into his little bag, his like little like shaman satchel for use at a later date.
Oh my god. Did Grok do it?
That's all for this week. Tune in 2 weeks on Friday to hear the next episode of Big Gay Orcs.
Thanks for listening to Table It. I'm Matt. Mm-hmm. I don't do social media, so I'll talk to you at some point.
I'm Max. I GM'd this episode. I keep saying that. I play a lot of D&D. Yeah, so you can find me at Around the Table Adventures, aka aroundthetableadventures.com, or ATT Adventures on Twitter. Yeah.
I'm Manny Elliot. You can find me on Instagram at in character art, where I do D&D portraits. You can find me there, and I may not talk to you though, because I don't really do social media. Don't at me.
I have my opinions. Don't at me.
Exactly.
Thank you for listening to Table It. You can find us at micro_RPGs on Twitter, or email us at microrpgs@gmail.com. Please submit games you would like to hear us play with the subject line New Game. Our theme this episode is Chill Vibra Jazz, theme by Danny Dory. Thanks, and have a good one.